Hey guys, I'm here, Snow86, and we are back on Ladyhill. So today, quite simply, cultivating up the fields for soybeans. We've one done, which we did yesterday evening, and we skipped on to this morning, lashed rain. So stopped there about maybe 2 hours ago, and we are out now, just working up this ground on this field, and then all going well. Tomorrow will be the 1st of April, so then when that kicks on, we can finally start seeding some beans. So with that, we're just going to keep tipping away here. We're just yeah, we're not up to much, but we're doing our best. That's the best way of putting it. Shouldn't be too long here cultivating the field, to be honest. As big as they are, the 6 meter cultivator makes an awful difference out here in the fields. This is our 4th pass, and yeah, we're chewing through the ground pretty well. So we won't complain too much about it. In terms of animals, we still only have 2 calves. Not sure exactly what happened and why they produced so early. I'm not expecting it. The majority of calves are till towards the end of this year. So it's a little bit of a quandary as to why we have 2 now. But look, we have them, so we're going to take advantage of them and run with it. This means, as I say, we're producing milk. So I think we're up to about 700 odd litres now, so long may that last, because the more milk we can produce, the better, what's the word, the more money I suppose we'll make, because we have the dairy on board, so we can shoot down to the dairy and just start unloading there, making either bottled milk, cheese, or there was something else we can make as well, butter. So we've those couple of options available to us, so we'll see probably which one makes the most sense. It's probably, realistically, probably cheese would make the most sense, but it probably takes longer, so I'm thinking maybe bottled milk just short term. It should double our income from milk, so it should give us a fair benefit that way. I think for every litre we put in, we get 2 bottled milk, I think is the way it works. That's my understanding of it, so if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and we won't be terribly embarrassed, but it will be a little bit embarrassing if we have miscalculated that. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the way it'll work. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm hoping that's the way it works, guys. If it is, well and good and fantastic, that's exactly what we want. If it doesn't, yeah, then maybe we'll just go back to selling the milk direct from the yard. But for now, we won't. On that, I think there might be already some bottled milk down there actually, but we haven't. I think we were down there at the start of the game. I remember seeing a pallet down there, but we never did anything with it. So we should probably, at some stage, look at picking that up, getting rid of it, selling it. But for now, as I say, we're not too concerned. The main priority now is to get the beans in, guys. Get the beans in. As I say, it'll become more of an issue, not an issue, but more of a concern, kind of in around that November, December, January, when we start really kicking out calves, and hopefully we'll double our herd size. Temporarily double our herd size anyway. Obviously, if we have any bulls, we will be selling those bulls then. Well, we might keep them for the 9-10 month mark again, or 12-month mark even maybe. But yeah, we will be looking to offload those bulls fairly lively, because they're not much good to us. Yeah, they're really just not much good to us. We're in for milk, and that's what we're looking for. So yeah, I'd say if we do manage to, hopefully we don't end up with more bulls than heifers. That'd be a little bit disappointing, but again, if it happens, we won't panic. We'll just we'll carry the bulls for a couple of months, take the profits, and yeah, we'll move on then pretty quick. So yeah, that's kind of where we're standing. What am I thinking? Trying to say, yeah. So depending now on what happens with the weather in the next couple of months, if we have a year like we had last year, where it's kind of fairly wet, it's going to be interesting to see, can we get hay made. We'll have to make it at some stage, so yeah. Now we can play around with the settings on realistic mod. I think I have them changed to 100% on both sides, so for what it gains it loses. But I think I did set the grass to lose a little bit more. So I think it might be gaining 100% moisture but losing 120%. So because we seem to have more rain than we have dry days, and if I leave it like that, we will never ever make hay, because the moisture in the field will never get below the 22% mark I think it needs to be. And if it can't get below that mark, it's just we're never going to be able to produce hay. So on that count, we have adjusted the mod that way. Not too concerned about the fields. I think they carry a bit more moisture. It's probably a good thing because crops won't wither, and we'll probably see the benefits of having a higher moisture in that, because I don't think we really get affected for moisture on harvesting. So if we did, we'd have to adjust them settings too to try and time it that our moisture in August, June to August would drop down below the 20% mark, possibly reaching kind of maybe 8-9% that way towards harvest time, depending on what crops we were growing. But for now, I think we have it set, but again, it might need to increase the moisture lost from the fields. But we'll tie with it later in the season, or maybe not so much later in the season, but definitely in a month or two if we see that our grass fields moisture is going way up. I think it's around the 33-34% at the moment. So if it stays there and it's not really drying out, we'll then adjust values to just see can we get it to come down to that 22 mark. But yeah, that's something we're just working on in the background. Once we kind of get it right, we should be okay. And I think it'll probably vary on the geos on each map, so that's interesting as well. That it's not just a plug and play, there's a little bit of thinking involved in it, so yeah. But for now, this is where we are. We're just doing our little bit, and we're all that waffling, and we're actually nearly finished this field. So we have a couple more passes to make, and then we are on the headlands. And yeah, they should go pretty quick. 2 runs around it. In fact, this is probably actually starting one of them. Yep, it is. We'll probably have to throw up the hood here for a sec. So we'll actually need to be there. So yeah, so there's a couple of short passes to do on this side of the field, and that will see us then back around, hit the headlands, and then, as I say, we'll be heading into the night. We can't seed today, so there's no point going out seeding, but at least we've done the prep work and we're ready to start seeding beans, guys. So I'm going to crack on here, going to keep going. We've got plenty of daylight left. It's nearly 3 o'clock in the day, so we're just going to tip away, get this done, and yeah, I'll be back here in a little bit. It'll probably be the start of April, and we shall be seeding soybeans. Fingers crossed it doesn't rain. And we are back, guys. So into the field we go, and oh, look at that. That is something I haven't seen. There is a nice puddle of water. Wow. So that's going to make life interesting. I did not know that the game had this. So that is possibly going to destroy the moisture of this section of the field. Will be interesting when we go planting. Yeah, I didn't know that was a part of the game. So low spots apparently now have moisture, so that's interesting. Or not much moisture. Yeah, it is moisture, but it's a lot of water. So yeah, we just seem to have a low section of the field, and obviously we had a lot of rain overnight. So yeah, that's obviously created that little issue for us, but we won't worry about it a while. We're going to disappear into the second field here, and we are going to start seeding soybeans. So we'll concentrate on that issue probably a little bit later on today. We'll see. The only main thing we have to do today is plant soybeans. So yeah, hopefully it'll go without a hitch, and we'll be happy at the end of the day. So oh, look at that door, bloody joystick. So we have the cultivating complete. Obviously we completed it yesterday as shown, and we are now just going to get, look at that, doing its own thing. I really need to debind that from the door open if we can. So we are going to do 4 headlands apparently, 3 meters automatic direction. Oh, I think that looks okay. Yep, that all looks pretty good to me. So we now need to line up and just start seeding. It's as simple as that now, really. So we'll just get back here to where we need to be, which is somewhere there. Want to engage our seeder, drop in, swap over, GPS it, and away we go. So we'll try and keep that door closed for as long as we can. We'll see how it works out. Hoping we will have enough seed here to do what we need to do. We can raise here because we're well past, and there should then be a line up here. So if we keep kind of tracking this line, I think there should be a line up here. Hoping there will be a line up here. There is not going to be a line up here. Oh, there's the tiniest of lines. Look at that. So we're just going to aim our bonnet at it. We'll drop in there somewhere. So we're just going to start kind of on the awkward edges, just trying to get them done. And we should be somewhat clear there. So I think this is where I want to be. Indeed it is. So again, GPS on, cruise control, drop our head in, and away we go again. So this one should get us down the field now a nice bit. And obviously you can see our tracks that we left there. But yeah, this one now should link up to the one below, so should be able to keep going here, pretty handy. Yeah, that's it guys. Sit back and enjoy the docile sounds of us seeding soybeans. So we've started here at 20 past 8 on the 1st of April, times 5 speed, and we'll see what time we finish. I'd imagine 2-3 o'clock this evening. It's going to be one of those days, but the weather looks good, so hopefully the other field will dry up by the time we get across, and then we obviously need to get in here, roll them and all that good stuff as well. So yeah, so yeah, let's just see how far we can get this done. We should do pretty well. I'd imagine. Well, we definitely will get a lot seeded today. I don't think there's any fear of that. So we'll stop there. Should be far enough back, and again, full 3-point turns. And I want to be in this lane, and we're a little bit far over, so we'll go back. There we go. Engage, lower down, and we're off again. So should go pretty well. Let's see if they fix that shader issue. Not 100%. In fact, not at all, because that is not showing texture. But if I do this and then this, it's now showing texture. So yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer, that one. But yeah, it is quite a shame, but we'll crack on. We'll get it done, guys. And as I say, the long and slow process now of seeding has finally taken shape. This is the last seeding we'll be doing this side of summer anyway. We might at the end of the summer be reseeding what, 1, 2, there's 3 paddocks maybe that will probably be due for a bit of soil lifting and reseeding. So that might be something we do. Obviously, if we are going to do it, one of those paddocks will be extended then as well, guys. So that will take a little bit of pressure off. We'll get a little bit more grass out of them. So that's what it's all really about. It's all about grass work. Especially now coming that we're going to, I keep saying it, have so many more animals on the farm. Grass work will be important for us, or the quantity of grass we can cut will be important for us. So hopefully our second cut will be a good yield. There's an old deer. Oh, that's a funky horn on this tractor. First time I've ever pressed it. Not a fan of that one. So we're just going to tip away. I don't think we have much more I can waffle on about. I could try waffling on about something, but can't think of anything off the top of my head. So I think what we're going to do, guys, we'll tip away here. We might throw in a couple of screenshots, a couple of moving time lapses, things like that. It's just something a little bit different maybe. and yeah, we'll come back when we are nearing the end of this. Obviously then we'll have a rolling session to get out here before they grow, but we have time for that, I think, and probably should try and do some liquid fertilizer out here, because I'd imagine, although soybeans are kind of a fairly low maintenance crop, or at least they tend to be in this game, we'll just have to kind of see how it all plays out for us, really. We can, oh no, we're not in there, yep, that's the one. So we'll spin in, drop down, and I'm not too concerned about us overlapping on the headlands, because we tend to leave little gaps here and there anyway with the cedar, but hopefully we'll sort that out as well and get a better thing. The main thing is we get a good yield. If I can get a great yield of soybeans, especially off these two fields, because these are probably the bigger fields on the farm, we could be looking at a 70 or 80,000 harvest, and that would be absolutely massive, guys. No word of a lie, that would be massive. We have 17,000 in the bank, and we have what, April, May, June, July, so we have 4 months, potentially 4 months, possibly 3, so that's 15,000, so we could be fairly tight to being kind of breaking even here towards the middle of the summer, but we do have that 50 odd thousand to come in from soybeans, so I suppose for me, if we can make it to that moment, I'll be pretty happy. But can we make it to that moment? Nobody knows. We will. I have fixed. Oh, in we go, down we go, on we go. Yeah, so if we can make it to that moment, we should, to be fair. I don't think we have any big expenses coming up in the foreseeable. Do we? I don't think we do. If we can get this seeded out of this, it'll be fantastic, because then we don't have to spend money on a bag or two of seed, but we'll just have to see how we're going. It's going in 35 seeds. It's the square meter, so it's kind of an average rate. It's not low, it's not, certainly not high. So yeah, we just keep an eye. I suppose by the time we finish this, I think we started around 500 litres, so if we finish this field on 250-ish, we should be okay. If we didn't, we'll probably have to take a detour to the shop, pick up a bag of seed, get back here, fill the seeder, and crack on there. But yeah, that's all to come down the line, guys. So that might be the only expense we have. I think we might have to buy liquid fertilizer, but I think soybeans don't require a whole pile from memory, so I'm hoping that's the way, and we actually managed to get away with it. But again, we don't want to cheap out for the sake of for the sake of £1,000. We definitely don't want to cheap out and cost ourselves down the line potentially maybe 10 grand worth of a harvest boost. So for the sake of maybe 2 or 3 to make 10, profit of 7 or 8, I just don't see the reason why we wouldn't do it. So we're going to do as much as we can anyway, guys. So I waffle more than I probably planned to, so I'm going to stop now, because if I don't, I'll probably keep waffling, and yeah, that is no good for anybody. So as I say, we'll probably do a couple of time shots, little quick kind of flybys and stuff of us or seeding, and we'll pick this up again then when we are closer to completion. So enjoy it, guys. Sit back, enjoy, and yeah, we'll see you in a little bit, and hopefully we'll have our fields finished. back, guys, and as you can see, we're playing around in a puddle of water here. You might wonder why I'm turning around so early. Just discovered that when it is extremely wet like it is, we cannot seed. So yeah, so we're going to seed the majority of this field, but we have a little bit there in the middle that we're going to have to try and get back to. It probably won't be today. Hopefully it'll stay dry and that puddle will disappear, and tomorrow we might be able to get in here and just do a little bit of seeding in this one section. Hopefully it doesn't set us back too much. I'm hoping it doesn't anyway. But we'll crack on. We'll get the rest of this field done, and just that wet patch. It makes sense. You really wouldn't seed an area that is submerged in water, because the seed would drown and just not germinate. So it's nice to see it's in the game. I don't remember it being in previous editions, so that's something a little bit new. At least to my mind it's new anyway. I can't remember it being in 22. So that is definitely something interesting, definitely for sure. Interesting. So we're going to crack on. We'll, as I say, we'll just kind of seed past this patch, and then we'll have to leave a strip of the headland free that we can kind of get in here and seed this area. So that's why we're just going to seed down to the puddle. Once we get past it, we'll keep going again, and we'll round and do our headlands. We might leave a section by the gate there where we can just kind of swing in and come in, just seed down this section and kind of finish it out, and hopefully well, probably won't all ripen at the same section, but at least now for future reference, if we see a puddle in a field, we're better off leaving that field sit. So yeah, just a little bit of a shame. I like the dynamics there of the wheel tracks in the mud and the water. It looks very good in my mind. So that's as far as we can go again, so we're just going to whip around. And yeah, hopefully this will work for us. So there's little patches of it kind of going in, but yeah, it's not good enough really for what we want to be doing. So we're going to, as I say, kind of crack on, get this seeded. We bought 2 bags of seed. You would have seen us fill 1 bag of seed into the machine, but we still have another bag, but we won't need it. We should have enough for what we're doing now, but again, it will be future-proofing us down the line, and it leaves us still with just over 15,000, so we should be able to cover ourselves right up to June's payment. So we'll have, sorry, July's payment even, because we'll have one at the end of the start of May, one at the start of June, and then we'll have 5 grand left for the start of July. So now in the meantime, we do have a little bit of milk, so I think what we are going to do is get that milk loaded, get it down to the dairy, make sure that whole process kind of works out for us. If it does, we will then sell those milk bottles, or the bottled milk that we get from it. Bottled milk, I think, is the way to go. For every 10 litres of milk, we get 20 bottles, so that's the 1-to-2 ratio I was on about. Looked at cheese and looked at, what was the other one? Butter, and both of those you end up not getting as much for your input. So for the start, we're just going to do bottled milk. So we should be in theory able to double our money from the milk. So we're not producing a whole pile, we can definitely get our income up a little bit. Now it'll be a case of having to wait for it, and there will be a production cost, so it will eat us a little bit that way. But I think all in all, it's probably the better way to go with this. So that's what we're going to do, guys. So we're going to crack on. We're going to get the rest of this field knocked out, and as I say, we'll probably roll it off screen and things like that. We'll definitely do the bottled milk and stuff off screen. So I'm not 100% sure when we come back what we'll be at. Might be a little bit of fertilizing leading into second cut grass. I will see. That's actually a long old stretch of us kind of doing nothing, but there might be nothing for us to do. Could be just a case now we've maybe a month or two of feeding animals and waiting for grass to grow, and we maybe even might show a little bit of the reseeding of this. We just have to see how it goes. So the next one could be a video spread out over maybe a couple of months instead of over the case of a day or two. So that is something we're going to just, yeah, we'll just try it out and see what happens, I suppose. But as I say, it will be just not as much going on, so it'll be harder to fill the voids. But obviously we'll have second cut, we'll be back out tanking again or spraying fertilizer. So yeah, we'll just have to kind of play it by ear really, guys, and see how that kind of plays out for us. So for now, we're going to crack on, get this done, and until next time, guys, as always, I'm Snow 86, this is in Ladyhill, and an interesting one today, I think, and hopefully you find it interesting, and if you do, please hit that subscribe button, it does mean the world to me, and if you want to see more and stuff, follow along, and yeah, we'll see how we get on, guys. So until next time, as always, guys, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all again. Take care.